Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa Ware. It's the 4:30 Yessave Tuesday coaching. And today we're kind of doing a little bit of follow-on as to initiating, I'd say, prospects. December is an interesting month. December is possibly a time when I would say most people, everyone is feeling the pinch. Okay. They're absolutely feeling the pinch. You hear people saying, oh, we're not spending as much this year on Christmas. And so you get all of that. And then in contrast, it seems a total paradox that you hear that. And then when you go to offer them, they turn away hundreds of pounds of saving. Is that just me that happens to? It is bizarre, isn't it? And I think most of it is governed by ego. I say this all the time. I think there's a lot of people that love to think they're the person that found it, and perhaps they don't, in this instance, want some little woman showing them something better than they could have found for themselves. Personally, if somebody shows me something better than I've got, I'm usually one of those people that's very open-minded and goes, yeah, wonderful. So many, many years ago, they're still alive, absolutely amazing. Some of you will have seen him live, like I have, but there's an incredible Australian, and his name is Alan Pease. Alan Pease is just so comical. He's a wonderful person to be in the audience for. He's that kind of person that actually, and I don't mean this as a slant to him, but you know some people, they've only got to look a certain way and you're already smiling. So his whole energy and his whole persona is kind of warmth and attracts. And actually, one of the things that needs to be said about our business is that we need to attract people to us. And we call it rapport, building rapport. But actually, it's something that's very, very important. And he brought out a book many years ago called Questions Are the Answers. If you haven't ever read it or heard of that, write that down. It is probably one of the best books. It's a simple read, and I really recommend it. We used to use it in the training, and for some reason, we've gone away from it, which is a bit, I've been thinking about it for a few weeks. It's a bit strange that we've kind of moved away, because actually everything that he had to say was very true. We may have moved away because it required you to learn a bit of a skill to be able to answer the right questions. But what I would say to you, I never felt you had to learn it. If anybody is, have you watched The Big Night In? That was last Sunday. People that came back, yeah, from Mastermind. And Tom Marshall, and in particular, Emma Sullivan, talked about that the biggest thing she got from Art Jonak was we need to have something that is duplicatable. This business is about simple skills that we don't have to personally be geniuses. We have to impart skills that can be imparted and duplicated further down the line. Really, really important. And Mr. Alan Pease and his questions are the answers. I never did learn it off by heart. I just didn't. What I used to do, I made up a little card. I laminated it. And on one side, I had his questions. And on the other side, I had the things that you would put to people that may be of importance to them. And I used to actually physically put this little card on the table in front of them, and they'd see it. And I did it on purpose, because what I was doing was actually imparting a simple principle. Was I was using it to question them, and they could see I was using it. So what I was really inadvertently saying was, you don't have to be clever at this. you just need to have it in front of you. And actually it had a brilliant effect, because people would possibly inwardly go, well, if she does that, I can do that. And isn't that what kind of Art Jonak was saying? We want simple duplication. So I thought it'd be a great idea to sort of share this old skill, which isn't really a skill, but it's very, very useful. And I'm now going to say to all of you, I actually use this as my interview technique, and have done the whole time. When I've got somebody that is possibly interested in this opportunity, I still use it. So let's go back to some basics first, and then we will bring this in. So what we heard Art Jonak say through Emma Sullivan, and I watched it, is simple skills that are duplicatable, okay, and let the tools do the work for us. Really important. Don't be the messenger. Let the tools be the messenger, and we're just the person that kind of imparts it. So what have we got available to us? Well, on our partner portals, I could click on and show you, and you know they're there. We have the UW Life magazine that we could send out to people, and it's in digital form. We also have UW Stories that is growing, gosh, weekly. There are so many now. It is absolutely wonderful. And I'll say to all of you, do you know what? I use UW Stories every time. I actually do not impart any personal brilliance here. All I do is find out basically what someone does, and whatever it is, I find the fit of the UW story for that person. Sometimes I might send a couple, because they're only 2-3 minutes long. And to be honest, think about this, folks, if somebody can't be bothered to watch a 3-minute video, do we really want them in our team anyway? No. Yeah. So they kind of self-select. Bear that in mind. Remember, we're not hunting, we are showing. And then if they bite, so to speak, then great. That's what we're looking for. So if I take my latest recruit, which happened last night, this gentleman came through a referral, and he actually said to me he was a chef. And I interviewed him, right? So I found out he was a chef. So I thought, what could I send him? Right. The UW Stories service industry. It's got James on there. It's got Helen Daly. Sorry, I'm having a mind blank. Apologies. Helen Daly. And it's also got Angie, the air stewardess. And I thought that's quite a good fit. So I sent that to him. And if you want to know would you like to know what I wrote with the actual, let me just find it, because it's all on WhatsApp. I do everything on WhatsApp. Here we go. Let's find it. I've got to put the next bit because there's a lot of here we go. So I said, good afternoon, Mark. I've rung you, but like most people that I've found on O2, I find it always goes straight to voicemail. And very often they're not even aware they've got a message, because this was a referral and I rung him. I always ring. Best communication, speak. And I put, we have a mutual friend who's told me that you're interested in looking for something other than what you currently do, which is being a chef. So I've put, is it that you're wanting a complete change of career? Are you wanting remote type working? Do you want full or part-time? Here's a 2-minute video of colleagues showing how working as a partner offers flexibility with better income. And then there's the stories. And I then put, hey, listen, you know the words we say, don't change them. I just put, please let me know what you like best. Those are magic words. Never change them. Never change them. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Kind regards, Lisa Ware. And I've put here, Senior Group Leader, UW. Simple. Then I followed it through with, and here's some more team talking to UW's brand ambassador, Ben Fogel, about the incomes we earn with UW. And that's the UW Stories, How You Earn. So he got 2 in a row. And I sent that, just for your info, folks, I sent that on Friday. That was in the evening. And then I got a reply on Sunday at nearly 11 o'clock at night. Greetings, Lisa. I'm looking for part-time leading to full-time work. I want remote style work from home. I want to leave the hospitality sector, being a chef, for something else. I am looking for a complete career change. Thank you for sharing the information. Can you give me more details on what you're offering? Now, I'm not quite sure what all of you would do there. I believe some of you would possibly do more info by texting. I want to get and see this guy. I want to be face to face. Yeah. So I rang, no answer. Well, he could be at work. I put good morning. Mark, I'm busy supporting mentoring till about 11:30 this morning. Are you available to chat afterwards, onwards from then? Kind regards, Lisa. He's put, good morning, Lisa. I'm available today to chat after 6. I thought, excellent. Now, that didn't tie in with anything I was doing, but I've now got after 6 is quite a wide band, isn't there? So I'll call you after dinner, about 7:30, 8 p.m. Is that okay with you? He's put, okay, Lisa, smiley face, looking forward. Now. I'm thinking, no, I don't really want to speak to him on the phone. I want to see him. So I wrote half an hour before, good evening, Mark. I've completed my stuff earlier than I expected. Do you know how to do Zoom? Much better than just ping pong back and forth questions and answers. I can show you what we actually do as a remote worker. You'll need the latest up-to-date free software from Zoom. And I gave him the link. And as long as you have a camera on your laptop PC, you'll be able to watch. Anyway, cut a long story short, it happened. And there he was, 7:30 on the dot. Lovely to see somebody, isn't it? And I don't know about you, but when you speak to someone, sometimes you're trying to picture them. And he was nothing like I expected, actually. But he has a lovely demeanor, really nice, very engaging. Now, here's the thing. What did I do? What did I say to this man? Well, here we go. Because this is what I said to him. I asked him first about his job. I said, why do you want a career change from being a chef? He said, have you got any idea how many hours you work as a chef? I said, yes, I have. He said, we work all the hours that are anti-sociable. When everybody else is having fun, we're in the back, steaming it, working away. And he said, I've done it for 10 years and I've had enough. I said, what did you have in mind for work? He said, well, I want a complete career change. He said, I've been reading up the last year about having my own business. Well, in my heart, there was a little flutter. I'm thinking, good. He's not necessarily thinking job. That's key. So I said to him, I said, what kind of reading up have you been doing? He said, are you a reader? He said, you've got a lot of books behind you. I said, I am actually. I said, these are all kind of personal development. To which he said, hang fire. He went off to the back of the room and he came back with this great big pile of books. He held up Napoleon Think and Grow Rich. He held up Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the Cash Flow Quadrant. And honestly, I just, all this stuff. And I said to him, Mark, do you believe in serendipity? He said, yeah, I suppose so. I said, I think it's one of those serendipitous moments. I said, for whatever reason, our mutual friend really decided the right thing for you. I said, I think I've got the vehicle you've been looking for. Now, some would say that that was a cheeky, confident statement to make, but why not? So I said to him, before I show you, can I ask you some questions? He said, yeah, what's that then? I said, well, I'm now going to tell you a few things, and I'd like you to tell me, out of all of them, what's your number one priority? And he said, oh, what are you going to tell me? I said, now, listen carefully, Mark. I said, is it extra income? Is it time with family? Is it financial freedom? If you don't know these, write them down. Is it have your own business? Is it more spare time? Is it leave a legacy? He went, oh, give that to me again. I said them again. And he said, well, I can't pin it down to one. I said, go on then. He said, well, I obviously would like extra income. Who wouldn't? He said, I'd like to improve my lot. And I said to him, what does improve your lot mean? Now, this is questions are the answers. He said, well, at the moment, he said, not ideal. I'm now living back with my mum. He said, I had my own property, and he said, I was married and it all went a bit doolally. And he said, I just walked away and left her with everything. And I said, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I said, it's very nice of you what you've done. He said, yeah. So I'm sort of starting from scratch. So he said, extra income. He said, number one, he said, I'd really like to get out of here. No disrespect to my mum. And I'd like my own place. I said, oh, right. He said, I'd also like more flexibility to work. He said, that's why I'd like my own business. He said, the problem is, he said, it costs lots of money to set up a business. Can you imagine how I smiled then? And I said to him, oh, this is so good for you. I said, you are going to be offered a completely financially risk-free business. I said, there is an outlay, but I said, don't get too excited now, Mark. I said, it's £10. And I said, the company even gives you 90 days to try it out. He said, really? I said, yeah. I said, I'll show you that in a moment. I said, what was the other thing? I said, it sounded like there was another thing that was important to you. And he said to me, well, he said, obviously, he said, it was that one you said, have your own business. He said, I want that. So I said, right, those three. I said, out of those three, what's your number one priority? That's the first question, folks. And I'm going to share it on the screen. Just bear with me while I do it. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to have a go because I've got this in a strange place. Ah, can everyone see? Here are 5 solid gold questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, here we are. So I said to him, what's your number one priority? And he said, well, out of those 3? He said, well, he said, it's have my own business. He said, I don't want to be beholden to anyone anymore. He said, I'd really liked to have my own autonomy. I said, oh, is that why you picked that one? He said, yeah. I said, so I know you said you'd like your own autonomy, but can I ask you, why is it important to you? And he turned round and said, well, he said, I'm fed up of feeling that all I'm doing is building somebody else's dreams. Can you imagine how I felt when he said that? What an incredible answer. I said, building someone else's dreams. I said, what? I said, so what dreams would you like to build? And then he reeled off so much stuff. It was wonderful, as well as obviously having his own place. He reeled off loads. And I said, do you mind me asking, Mark, what would be the consequences of not having that chance to do that? He said, oh, God, he said, that's my life crushed. He said, that's all my hopes and dreams gone. He said, if you got no hope, you got nothing. And I didn't worry about number 5. Okay. Why would that worry you? I didn't worry. I felt I had good enough answers. Would you say that that was a good interview technique? Yeah. You know, we could get bogged down with all sorts of stuff, but actually, what we're out to do is find what is making them tick. Are they suitable for network marketing? Are they suitable that they want to work on their own? Because predominantly we do. That was the stuff that mattered. Now, interestingly enough, I've not heard this spoken about for a very long time, but this is what I do with everyone. And I wanted to share it with you because it really works. So then I said to him, right, Mark, are you ready? I'm going to show you what we do. He said, brilliant. He said, I like that. I said, right, hold on to your seat. I said, it's going to be as fast as possible, probably in about 15 minutes. So then I just did the presentation. And halfway through, I said to Mark, have you noticed something? He said, what's that? I said, have you noticed I'm reading the words on the screen? He said, yeah. I said, it's not because I'm blonde. I said, it's actually because it's compliant. And then we don't have to worry that we're saying the wrong things and it's duplicatable. I said, do you think you could read words on a screen? He said, yeah, of course I could. I said, that's good. And then we got to the partner bit. And of course, we didn't really need to do that because I'd already done it, hadn't I? So when it came to the last page, and I just flicked it over and I said, right, Mark. So it says here, what's best for you? Is it save as a customer? Is it earn as a partner? Or is it both? And he went, well, it would have to be both. So then I said to him, have you got bills then? Because you said you work with, you live at your mum's. Oh, he said, no, I haven't. No, he said, I haven't at the moment, but it doesn't mean I won't have. He said, if this helps me get where I want to be, he said, I will have my own bills. To which I then said to him, well, you know what? Mum can be your first test practice. He said, yeah. I said, does this mean then, Mark, that you'd like to join as a partner? He went, yeah, let's do it. Now that is really, really the essence of how to kind of close it all. But the point is, what I'm saying to you is, think about this Christmas time. What have we got to do? We've got to nudge people. Oh, it sounds awful, but to bring in their woes. Yeah, bring their woes in. Because what we mustn't do is sell. If we sell, they won't buy. That's a fact. If we, Alan P says, if we say it's true, they'll put an objection. If they say it, it's good. So all the time, in fact, everything that's in that little book is kind of really a fundamental to underpin when we're out and about. So I don't know. I mean, I suppose you could say I pick up partners anywhere. I mean, I told you the other week, picked up the waiter that served us an Indian meal. You know, to me, this stuff is not necessarily difficult. I love the impromptu-ness of you kind of fleetingly meet someone. And if if somebody's in a job, I mean, it's not for everyone, but I have signed up someone from Sainsbury's at the till very quickly because they've basically, in a very short period of time, putting the old stuff through. And I said to them, is this your full-time job? And they go, no. And I say, oh, do you do something else? No, I'm looking for something. Or yes. And I say, oh, is it your passion? Oh, God, no. There's a great phrase. Is it your passion? No. So then you say, oh, if you could do what you wanted to, what would it be? And it's all about the asking questions and not selling what we've got. Because actually, I don't think we should even mention what we've got at the point that we meet them. And I can see Mike nodding there because I absolutely believe if here are, I've received a spam email from somebody from Arbonne. I get this lots, but this one's particularly bad because we all say we'll never spam, don't we? Well, actually, I don't believe we should, and I don't think we should have to, and we don't need to. I think there are many, many opportunities that are available around us to not have to do that stuff. Can I tell you some of the things I see? Does anyone else see cars that are liveried for other networking opportunities. Do you ever see them around? There's one that's in Spetsbury, the next village on from, and it's there. And we all know that a car liveried up, just to say to you, is promoting their business. Would you say it was a fair thing that you could ring that person? Because they would like a call, wouldn't they? There's an opportunity and it's there and it's like, go for it, give them a call and explain that you've seen there, and could they tell you a bit more about their business? You could then ask questions of them. And before you know it, you can spin it around. There are so many instances where you can actually offer this. I would say other places are you aware that there are like communities on Facebook? You all know I'm not a good Facebook person, but there are these communities. And in these communities, often there's people happening to let on that if they're selling loads of their junk, I'd say that they're out to make money. Yeah. To me, there's an opportunity. It's not in your face, but it's something that, like, oh, I might be able to, you could drop a line. Oh, I might be able to help you with that. Private message me. And then you can get and talk. Do you know you don't even need to know their telephone number? I learned this in the pandemic. On Facebook Messenger, there's a little telephone and there's also a little video. You can do like WhatsApp video. Do you know what? You can ring people you don't even know. How cool is that? So there's so many ways to be able to do this. And I think actually Christmas time is a great time. I think it's just doing it the right way. Don't expect to sign them up immediately. You know what I mean? People are busy. They are rushing around like blue arse God knows what's and doing all sorts of stuff. But it's sow the seed, keep in touch, and possibly over a few conversations or chats or ping pong WhatsApps, whatever, you could have somebody genuinely interested. And here's a fact, and I know you all know this. They reckon that more people are disgruntled and looking for something new in January. A bit like all the people that say, right, I'm joining a gym. They pay a year's membership and they last all of 2 months. Okay. In January, people are absolutely, completely always looking for something new. It's a great time to recruit. And now's the time to sow the seed. So if you want to unmute yourselves, does anyone have any questions? Anything about that? Yeah, Alan, go on, fire away.
During the presentation to Mark, did you actually show the partner video?
Yeah.
Or did you?
Oh. Yeah, I just did it. I don't ever call it a customer presentation or a partner presentation. It's just the presentation that we do, and everybody gets the whole thing always. Yeah.
Right.
All right. And I particularly use the exact words on the screen, Alan. I don't change them, because what I'm out to show them is this is duplicatable, and that's really key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? Was that helpful? Would you like, if you haven't written it down, would you like the Alan P's, the little questions and what the priorities are? Would you like that sent out?
Yes, please.
Yeah, happy to do so. Yeah, okay. Well, I hope that was good. I hope my my chronic my chronic situation in the background isn't overwhelming, and I'm still managing to give you some value for money. And I will do next week as well. Okay. There will be a topic that will come up, it will hit me and it will go, yeah, we'll do that. By the way, guys, if you haven't watched that big night in, it is only an hour. I know it on the replays, it looks like it's an hour and a half. It's not, it's just an hour. Please do watch it. Some absolute golden nuggets in it. Really good stuff. Guys, lovely to see you all. Thank you ever so much for joining. It's nice to have a little audience, but I know loads more people do come on the YouTube now. I can't believe it. I've got 97 followers.
Well done,
It's
Lisa.
cracking me up, this. Lovely to see you all, guys. See you next week, same time.
Thank you for your
Thanks,
time and
Lisa.
take care.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.